Alisha, Popat.
John.
Thank you and welcome.
Thank you.
Alisha, you are Kenyan
I am indeed.
and you are a singer. And the very first thing that we're going to do to establish that is to see a little of you in action. So, that's where it all began, the World Cup song, Africa,
Yes.
You Are a Star. Can you tell us a bit
little bit
about
about
that
it.
moment
The moment of singing it or the creation of the process?
of singing it, that huge audience?
Well, you know, it's sort of an experience that's incomparable to any experience I've ever had. Standing there in front of 80,000 united people, you know, South Africa especially, on a South African stage, everyone's united, you know, moving your hands back and forth and everyone's doing the same thing, and being able to sing a song about Africa to Africa.
Right.
I think that was such an important thing for me, being able to portray unity and excitement to have been there.
What led to that moment? I mean, why were you on stage portraying unity instead of me, for example?
Actually, I was very lucky. Basically, from connection to connection, from musical connections to my aunt to a man called Kareem Jamal, they needed a background singer. So I gave them some of my music and I got chosen.
Giving the impression for those of us who don't know that you're 26 now.
I am.
So at that particular moment in your life, you were 20. How long ago is it?
24.
You were 24,
Right.
2 years ago.
Yes.
So what led to this prodigious career where at the age of 24 you were on the World Cup singing stage?
First of all, I must say that I'm very lucky, you know, and having the support of, you know, your family and people like that help. But I just started singing when I was 4 years old, and I realized that, you know, this is all I wanted to do. I love it so much.
Yeah.
I did a journalism degree, but the passion was always for music. The inspiration was always music, and I put everything that I had into making this dream come true. And then obviously had a lot of people pulling me and pushing me in the right direction. So I think, I mean, I don't know how, I don't know why it was me and not other people who have a lot more experience, but I thank my lucky stars.
Right, so let's go back to this. You mentioned singing from the age of 4, and with all my notes on you, you speak English, you speak French, you speak Kiswahili,
Yes.
but you just understand Hindi. Now, this is a bit
So it's a
weird.
bit strange, it is indeed.
So what is this saying about young people of your generation? Have you totally lost those roots, as it were? Because that ought to be, by definition, your mother tongue.
That it is my mother tongue, and I'm totally embarrassed that I don't speak it. But I think that sort of living in Kenya is sort of there's so much about living in Kenya. There's so many types of people that live here. I think what happens is the youth here sometimes retain a lot of their sort of cultural background and let go of some things. So, for example, in my own family life, I retain so much of the Muslim religion and the Muslim culture, but speaking Gujarati, understanding Gujarati and Hindi is one thing that I never sort of picked up. And
is this a regret? Is this something that you regret?
Of course, I regret it more than anything. I was in India last week, and you know, the people were trying to speak to me in Hindi, thinking that I was Indian, and I am, but I couldn't speak the language.
Right. So, is this something that you're going to try and catch up with your own?
I already
children?
have. Yes. Well.
Oh, you're taking lessons yourself.
I am.
Right.
Because I felt very embarrassed about not sort of not knowing it. But it's also because I wasn't at home. I wasn't in Kenya with my family for a very long time. I moved to South Africa.
Right.
I think if I was here for a longer period of time, maybe I would have picked it up a little more.
Right. So let's go back to make sort of generalizations.
Okay.
You explain it yourself. You're 4th generation Kenyan, South Asian, whatever. So
Gujarat.
Gujarat. Okay.
Yes.
So your grandparents came to this country when? Do you have that in the family mythology? 1900 maybe?
Possibly. I mean, it's hard to tell.
Yes.
It's hard to tell. I mean, my parents, so my dad's heritage is sort of probably in the 1900s. My mom, not so sure.
Right, okay, but you are now Kenya Damu, so to speak.
Completely Kenyan. Absolutely.
Would you go as far as to say that in the audience that you're seeking to engage as a musician,
yes,
what is your target audience? Are you wishing to win an Emmy at or a Grammy? I think it's a Grammy. What are the
Grammy?
A Grammy. Is that your target? Are you going to be mentioned in the same breath as Beyonce, or is that your ambition?
It's what I want, of course. It's what you know, any sort of entertainer, musician wants. But I guess what I want is a little bit different. I don't. Like I said, I've retained a lot of my Muslim roots. I'm very close to my family, and very, very close to my culture. So wanting something as big as that would mean giving up a lot of yourself, per se, if I can say that, to get somewhere like that. It means losing yourself in the process. I mean, you obviously don't have to lose yourself. I don't want to lose any of my morals or values to get to a place like that. I'm very happy singing and inspiring even 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 people, you know, the way sort of I've been inspired through other musicians. So if that process to getting there means losing my morals, my values, me being a child of Noah's and me and a Popat, you know, and sort of losing my culture, then no, then that's not the end goal. Right.
So would you be? Everybody has. They describe their music as Afrofusion, hip hop, you know, ding dong. I mean,
what's mine?
What's yours?
Oh goodness! Well, I love blues and jazz. Okay, so that's what it all started out as, and indie rock. And now it's sort of a mixture of everything, but my own personal music is indie music, indie rock music. But I perform a lot of blues, I perform a lot of jazz, and I perform old school rock and roll. That's where my niche is here. A Kenyan Indian girl that sings old school rock and roll and country music.
Right, so this is as good a moment as any to see another clip of the song that represents you right now.
Wazazi wanaleta noma.
I only wish it was so easy.
Ila mbona kuna noma.
No way, no, we can't be.
Wanasema hatuwezi make. Eti hiyo pressure hatuwezi take. Fahari wakipigana, nyasi zaumia. Tumewaongelesha, tukawabembeleza, but wazazi hawataki kusikia. I wish kama tungekuwa na dini moja, by now tungekuwa tumeshafunga ndoa.
Right, so we continue. You found audiences. Again, I'm getting to this idea and this perennial problem or topic in Kenyan society. The idea of belonging to an elite, estranged from the mainstream.
Yes.
If you were to be given a spot in Nyayo Stadium on Independence Day or something, would your music resonate with the great mass of 40,000 people attending that particular rally?
Perhaps not my music, but my energy and the fact that I want to be there and I'm Kenyan. Indie music, no, probably not so mainstream. But I mean, that's also why what I've tried to do is do collaborations with different Kenyan artists and try get into sort of the mainstream sort of Kenyan music, because I feel that you can't be anything without the support of your country behind you. I could never get to where I want to be if my country didn't support me. So.
Right.